Hey, it's Kingslayer, back at it again with another video, and we are entering the final week of the May season. So you don't want to miss what's going on. This is the most intense week of the entire season. You want to check it out. You're going to want to see. I'm going to go into depth on a little bit more of the meta-analysis that we've had so far, and I'm going to tell you guys the big matchups you're going to want to watch this week as we come down to the final few matches before the playoff cut. Check it out. So I'm going to try and make this kind of quick because I've been doing these past few videos. You guys know exactly what I'm doing here. This is basically, these are the clans that have been played in the last 5 days, rounds 11 through 15. So if you were to compare it to a sports game, this is basically the third quarter. So you got Nova Grappler still sitting in the lead compared to the rest of the season. OTT has picked back up, has retaken second place spot. As we can tell, it's basically the same Q4, kind of dominating here. It's funny to see the Spike Brother event has now ended. It ended a few days ago, and Spike Brothers has surged in our tournaments now. It's having a lot of representation as compared to a lot of the other non Q4 clans. It is the most popular non Q4 clan now, and on top of that, it has actually overtaken two of the Q4 clans, which none of the other non Q4 clans have been able to do so far. So we're gonna watch and see if it retains that spot or if it was just a little bit of, oh, this is a new clan hype. So we're gonna keep an eye on it though. And in games one, we're kind of seeing the same thing we're seeing in games played. Nova Grappler sitting in first, OTT sitting in second, and Spike Brothers has not only overtaken Kagero and Royals in games played, but also in games won. So not only is it a popular clan, not only is it hype because it's new, it is showing results. It's tied for third right now with Kagero, actually. So, which last video I did, Kagero was actually sitting in second place. Kagero's popularity, well, Kagero's win rate alongside of its popularity has dropped since the Spike Brother event has ended. So we're going to keep watching, and as I can see here, ever since Kagero's popularity has dropped, Nova Grappler's win rate has gone back up. So we are seeing a pattern here. Kagero does seem to be the big clan that people are using to counter the Nova Grappler matchup. So going into the final stretch, the final week of the season, and soon the playoffs, we're going to have to keep an eye on this Nova Grappler clan. Razors are very popular, and right now, according to our tournament results, Kagero is the most popular clan to use against Nova Grappler. So we're gonna definitely watch that and see, is Nova Grappler gonna run rampant through this playoffs, or are we gonna see some anti-meta choices going into this? And this final week is gonna define a lot of that. This final week is gonna define who makes the playoffs. So this is gonna be a huge week for these competitors, and it's definitely make it or break it time now. It is currently Monday evening where I am. So we're seeing that a few of our Western Hemisphere matches have not been played yet, especially the ones that are in the western side of North America. They're 3 hours behind me. So over there, they're still in the afternoon. You know, a lot of them are probably busy at the moment. They haven't had a chance to play their games yet. Over on the eastern side, we have seen more games played. So I just mentioned it is now make it or break it time for the competitors. It is time to see what is the playoff picture going to look like, because as of right now, there are some divisions that look a lot more defined, and then there are some that it could come down to the final day of matches. So let's get into that. Right here in West Division A, we see a decently close race right here between Zenith, Gamer Penguin, and Megain. Um, However, Zenith does have a 3 game lead, and after today, there will be 5 games left in the season. So Zenith is sitting in a very good spot to hold on to the division as long as they can win, just solidify 2 or 3 more wins. Um, in West B, however, it's a little bit closer. We have Rhydon sitting with a 1 game lead over Dolphin. And then on top of that, there's only a 2 game difference between Dolphin and Darkcaster. And these three have been at each other's throats a lot this season. So their games against each other this week are going to be very definitive into what happens in their division. Um, Everyone has to face their division opponents 1 time each week. So these matches are going to be huge between these three. As for the Central Division, we also have a very similar situation. Spida originally was one of the few who had gone undefeated for a while. And lately, they've been on a bit of a losing streak. Still holding on to their lead, but they are now cutting it close with only a 1 game lead over Godly Kent and Lord Rylek, who has come from behind. Lord Rylek was actually in 5th place in the division not too long ago, and he's been on a winning streak. So these three here are definitely going to be a close race. I expect them to come down to the last day or 2 of matches. In East Division A, again, we have 3 competitors that are solid choices that could win their division. We have Matthew 419 with a 1 game lead over Xanadu and Pat Bootyham. However, I should mention that the 3rd matchup between Xanadu and Pat Bootyham is today. By the time this is actually uploaded, they probably will already have the results. That's going to define who's going to be sitting in 2nd place right now. And it's also going to play a really big part in the wild card picture. Because as of right now, Matthew does hold a lead over the division. It is very possible he could lose that to one of these 2 competitors, especially if he loses to one of them this week. However, he does have the lead right now. So we're going to have to watch all 3 matches between these 3 competitors. Like I said, one of them's today, to see exactly how this division goes down and whether or not these competitors that don't take first take the wild card slots. Over in East B, this division was a lot closer last time I did a little checkup on them. However, Gold is starting to run away with the division. It's been on a very nice streak lately. However, I should mention that Nova Man and Skittles have both stated that they are out for Gold. They are coming after him, and they're going to do whatever they possibly can to try and overtake him for the division spot. So this is going to be a fun one to watch. I've already noticed a nice friendly rivalry between Gold and Nova Man within the Discord server. And I should also mention that Nova Man is pretty high up in the wild card chase as well. So even if Gold takes the division, there might be a chance that Nova Man comes after him in the playoffs. In East C, the main 2 you're going to watch here right now are Shuji and Exotic. These 2 have been very back and forth, just overtaking each other, one-upping each other, and these 2 are going to go at it again one more time this week. The main thing I want to mention about these 2 is if they tie at the end of the season, if they have the same record, Exotic will win the tiebreaker. And the reason being is because the tiebreaker between divisions and between division leaders will always go to whoever won the most of their 3 head-to-heads. And right now, Exotic already has solidified games 1 and 2. So Shuji is going to actually have to stay above Exotic in order to win the division. If they tie, Exotic will win that. Over in Europe, we have Ziva and Nick still both going at it. Ziva has strengthened their lead just a little bit with a 3 game lead, and with 5 to 6 games left in the season, as Ziva has not played theirs yet today. Um, Ziva is in a very comfortable position. Should they win a few more games, they will solidify their spot in the playoffs. Nick is also a high contender for the wild card at the moment. So we could still have 2 competitors from Europe in this. Over in Asia, we have Arkra, who finally took their first loss. And that was huge for Shiny and me, the 2 admins in the Discord. We were not expecting it. We honestly were coming to the point where we thought Arkra was just going to go undefeated the whole season. But Arkra has taken their first loss, and even still holds a 5-game lead. So again, after today, there are only 5 games left in the season. So Arkra has a slim to no chance of not making the playoffs at this point. Arkra is pretty set to win the division. However, there is a slight chance that Plot Armored could come from behind. That chance is very small, however. Plot Armored is in the wild card chase, however, so don't lose hope. If any of you are Plot Armored fans out there, or Plot Armored if you're watching, don't lose hope. You are in the wild card. You're pretty high up in the wild card chase as well. And I'm going to get into that one in just a second. Over in Asia Division B, Dragfall is 13-1. Same as Arkra. Dragfall has not played their game yet today. With a win, they will solidify the division. Because with a win, they will have a 6-game lead still over second place with only 5 games left. So basically at this point, the moment Dragfall wins a game, he wins the division. The second and third place in this division are in the wild card running. But at this point, Dragfall looks to have solidified Asia Division B. And I would like to throw a little shout out there because I've been seeing Dragfall climbing up the legend rankings as well. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I just don't have that much time, I guess. But I have been watching Dragfall's, I think, on his way to his 3rd Amaterasu on the legend ladder. And we're only like 3 days into the season. So this is... that's worth mentioning. So nice job. Keep it up, Dragfall. Over in Asia Division C, we see Almads holding on to the lead with a 3-game lead over Ravax. So I did mention Arzir in the last video. Yeah, they just Arzir actually dropped. So that is why they have just lost every game since then. They're forfeits. So with that said, All Mads has taken that lead and is holding on to it decently comfortably. But Ravax does look to be coming from behind. I don't even think I mentioned them in the last video, and now they're actually winning a lot more games coming from behind. Could possibly win the division, but if not, they're definitely a high contender for the wild card. And then over in Asia D, Jaden Guo has now passed GX9 for the top spot in the division. So those two and Burger King 1 are definitely going to be the main competitors to be watching this division. We're gonna definitely those 3 are definitely all going to be vying for that top spot in the division coming into this final week. And in the wild card chase, right now your top 5 are Xanadu, Dolphin, and Pat Bootyham, all with 10-4 records, meaning they have not played their game yet today. Nick and Gamer Penguin have played their games today, and they are sitting at 10-5. Honorable mentions, I should say right here, because they are technically tied for the wild card spots, are Exotic, Megain, and Nova Man, all sitting at 9 and 5. So if they win their games today, they will still be tied for that spot. If they lose, they will fall one game behind Gamer Penguin. We still have 32 competitors that could technically take these wildcard slots. Although, as you notice, we do have a few who have already fallen out. These competitors in the red, sorry guys, there's always next season. So watch these 32 competitors right here because it's about to get really intense. So, what are some big games that everyone should pay attention to this week? Well, I'm glad you asked. Monday, big games to watch. You will want to watch. This is today, by the way. Spida and Lord Rylek. These two are vying for top spots in their division. All of these games I'm about to mention are between competitors who are very close to the top spot in their division, and these games will probably decide the division. So again, today, Spida versus Lord Rylek, Pat Bootyham versus Xanadu, and you should probably also pay attention to Darkcaster versus Dolphin. Again, Darkcaster, Dolphin, and Rhydon are all fighting for the top spot in their division as well. So you're going to want to pay attention to this game because this could cause tiebreakers. Over on Tuesday, we're going to see Matthew 419 taking on Xanadu. So Xanadu is going to be facing Pat Bootyham and Matt 419 back to back. And that's today and tomorrow. So Xanadu's two biggest games going into the end of the season are today and tomorrow. After that, they're gonna have a few games that are kind of a break from oppressive division action here. Also, right below it, you see Gold and Nova Man. So again, I mentioned before, Nova Man is going after Gold. This is Nova Man's biggest opportunity to try and overtake Gold. Gold is still holding on to a multiple game lead. However, the best way for Nova Man to close in on that is to defeat Gold tomorrow. With a loss here for Nova Man, Gold will probably take the division. On Wednesday, you're going to see a very similar situation between Exotic and Shuji. Shuji is holding on to a lead over Exotic. However, Exotic could take the division with a win here. Exotic has already won the first two games that these two have played, so this is Shuji's opportunity to try and beat Exotic for the first time, but it's also Shuji's opportunity to try and close their lead on the division. If Exotic wins here, that's going to close in on that gap, and Exotic would at that point have a 3-0 over Shuji. And that could be what turns the table in the favor of Exotic, who is our current reigning champion, by the way. So Exotic is definitely trying to make sure he gets back into the playoffs this season in order to try and win his second season in a row. Shuji is the main opponent standing in his way right now. Over on Thursday, you're going to want to watch Spida versus Godly Kent. So Spida, Godly Kent, and Lord Rylek are the top three contenders in their division, all sitting within one game of each other, I believe. So games like this, these head-to-heads, are super, super vital to maintaining or taking the lead between these competitors. We're also going to see Pat Bootyham versus Matthew 419. So this is the matchup between the other two that Xanadu has to face on Monday and Tuesday. This matchup here is going to be huge. One of these two competitors could knock the other into the wild card chase and take the division on Thursday. And then finally, down in Asia on Thursday, you're going to want to watch Jaden Guo versus GX9. Jaden Guo just overtook the lead from GX9 earlier today, actually. So this matchup here is GX9's opportunity to take that lead back, or it could be Jaden Guo's chance to confirm the division leadership. Over on Friday, you're going to want to watch Jaden Guo again as they take on Burger King 1. These two, I've watched a couple of their matchups. They have really good games, and these two are contenders to take their division. And then on the last day of the tournament, on Saturday, you're going to want to watch this big matchup right here, Rhydon versus Dolphin. I don't know how I did it, guys. I really don't. This schedule's pre-made. I didn't know any of these people before I made this schedule. So, I don't know how I did it, but in this division right here, I put Rhydon and Dolphin as the final matchup for each other. And that was I'll hold the applause here. And then also on top of that, 2 games below it right here, you're going to want to watch Lord Rylek taking on Godly Kent. Again, these 2 games are each other's final opponents, all right? Rhydon and Dolphin, they are fighting for that lead. They have to face each other on the final day. Lord Rylek, Godly Kent, same thing. Saturday is going to be a big day, all right? For a lot of competitors, they will face these rivals before Saturday. However, a loss on Saturday could still lose you the division, especially for these 4 competitors here. So, anyway, we are taking signups for our June League. They will close on Sunday, May 24th. Sunday, May 24th is the last day for signups. If you do not sign up by this day, you will not be included in the June League. We will be taking sub signups after that. That does not mean that you are confirmed for the league. That means you sub in if somebody else drops. So if you want to be confirmed in the June tournament, in the June league, sign up by May 24th. All you got to do is join the Discord, go to the signups channel, and click the region that you're from so that you can be sorted into a division with people of a similar time zone as you. Doesn't mean exact, but similar. All right. So be sure to sign up if you want to. Discord link's going to be in the description as usual. And final closing. I would like to give another shout out here to one of our competitors by the name of Sanctuary Caliber from our European division. Your brother PM'd me and said that it is your birthday tomorrow, probably today when you watch this. But so happy birthday. I hope it's great. Hope you take the win tomorrow, just for some happy birthday stuff. And thanks to everyone for joining the league. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what all you guys want to continue to see, as I'm going to close up for the 3rd quarter. Get ready for the 4th. It's about to get big.